My name is Sonia Metsak. I'm a University Research Fellow in Ukrainian Studies and an active member of the Ukrainian-Australian community. Like many people around the world, I've been shocked and horrified by Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine as part of a war that has been going on for 8 years, since 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea and invaded 2 regions in eastern Ukraine. On February 24, Russian forces unleashed a ruthless, full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and the world has witnessed a catastrophic humanitarian crisis. Many people in many parts of the world have tried to help Ukraine and its people. Today, we will meet 7 artists who have come together for this cause. Elena Levkovskaya is an award-winning fine art photographer and painter. Nataliia Vyaz is an artist and teacher who works in an ancient Ukrainian style, samchikivka. Tetiana Koldunenko is known by her collections of unique jewellery and mixed media paintings. Olena Vigovska has been a background illustrator in many animation productions, such as the cartoons Flipper and Blinky Bill. She now specialises in impasto painting. Volodymyr Kravchenko is a fine art and fashion photographer. Alice Vyhovska is a university student studying visual art. Natalya Kravchenko is an artist and art educator. Joining me first up is Tetiana Koldunenko and Elena Levkovskaya. Welcome to you both.
Hello.
Tetiana, can you tell us what unites you?
We all are Sydney-based artists with Ukrainian heritage and the families left in Ukraine. We know what's going on there, not from the news, but from the witnesses we personally know. Since 24th of February, since the full-scale invasion started, we have been trying to be as useful as possible and spread the awareness of the current situation and help those who are in need.
Elena, how is your art supporting Ukraine?
4 of us, we donated our works to a fundraising program, openyourheart.online, and raised $20,000 for Ukrainian refugees through Habitat for Humanity. And now we would like to keep it up. And I'm very honored to say that now there are 7 of us artists, and we are working on an exhibition to showcase and to sell our works and to raise money for those who in need.
And as artists, you have a range of different styles, you use different mediums, from ancient techniques to classicism to abstract art to photography. I think I'd like now to ask each of you, each artist, a little bit about your work. Elena, you're a photographer and a painter. How do you utilise both those mediums in your creative vision?
In my fine art photography works, projects, I love to combine texture and paint together with the hidden messages to depict my subjects in a beautiful way. And on the contrary, as a painter, I use my photographs as references to create impasto oil paintings. This mixture, inseparable one, allows me to have this honest conversation with the audience.
Tetiana, your work shows many different themes and styles. Why is that? What does art mean for you?
It's the way to express myself when I'm learning something about old Ukrainian folk painting style. I'm exploring my history, my cultural heritage, and my connection to it. When I'm doing the bushwalking, I'm exploring Australian fauna by painting it. And when I'm feeling nostalgic, I'm painting Ukrainian flowers. When currently I live at the seaside, and I'm fascinated about the ocean, about how it could be coherent with our mood, how it could reflect our feelings. It could be peace and calm and joyful and bubbly and full of worries and having a glimpse of hope. And now, when I feel distressed about my family and friends affected by the war in Ukraine, the art had been a helpful tool to express my feelings and spread the awareness of the current situation and just the way for me to deal with it.
Unfortunately, one artist is not able to be with us today.
Yes, that's Nataliia Vyaz. She arrived to Australia only 3 years ago. She was born in Poltava in the center of Ukraine, and she works in a variety of styles, from classicism to impressionism. But recently she has been very keen on reviving old folk Ukrainian style of Samchikivka. This style originated in the village of Samchiki in the central west of Ukraine. It's very joyful, colorful, and decorative. It derives its topic from the typical Ukrainian leaves, berries, plants, fruits, animals, and birds. And since Natalia had relocated to Sydney, she started to incorporate Australian flora and fauna into her Samchikivka painting styles. And for this exhibition, she prepared a very special piece of art made in Samchikivka style, which has included some of Australian sea flora and sea fauna. We can't show it today, but you will see it at the exhibition.
Wonderful. Thank you both for joining us, and we'll see you back at the desk a little later in the show. Now it's time to introduce our next guests, Olena Vigovska and Alice Vigovska. Olena, when did you arrive in Australia?
Oh, I arrived in Australia ages ago, in the 90s. When the Soviet Union collapsed and the Iron Curtain was up, it was an opportunity to see the world, finally. I received an invitation from Yaram Gross Film Studio. It's an animation studio, to work there. So I came on working visa to Australia. It was the best time of my life. It's amazing. It was an amazing place to work. I was surrounded by creative people from around the world, and we produced iconic Australian cartoons like Blinky Bill, Flippin' Lopaka, and many more. I made friends for life there. It was an amazing time.
Your work is so vibrant and colourful. Why have you chosen such a palette, such a range of colours?
Since I arrived to Australia, I felt like it's a magical holiday. And all colours in Australia are so bright. Even in winter, it's so bright. Like yellow wattles against blue sky, bottle brush tree with fluffy red flowers, purple jacarandas are everywhere, and etc. So when I pick up my brush, I try to express that feeling. But I'm not sure if my palette will remain the same since what's happening now in my home country, Ukraine.
It's understandable. Alice, considering you were born in Australia, why have you chosen to participate in this project?
Yeah, well, my parents are from Ukraine and I'm really involved in the Ukrainian community. And seeing my mum and her circle of friends just being in so much pain, I just really had to act and do something. And this exhibition is the perfect opportunity for me to try and help the people of Ukraine. Yeah.
And what is your favourite medium and style now? And have you prepared something special for the exhibition?
Yeah, well, I really love painting in oil paints because I just love the vibrancy. And being an art student, currently studying, I'm still looking for my style, still growing and developing, so I can't really say that I have a specific one. And as for the surprise, I guess you'll just have to come to the exhibition and find out.
Good point. Alice, Olena, thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Our next guests are Volodymyr Kravchenko and Natalya Kravchenko. Volodymyr, are there themes that connect your Ukrainian and Australian experiences in your art practice?
Yes, for me, both Ukrainian and Australian cultures have an affinity, a focus on nature that many other cultures do not. They're not as urbanistic as many other contemporary cultures are, and the archetypes of a Ukrainian or an Australian that exists in people's imagination are often linked to nature. When someone asks a person to imagine, your typical Australian, I bet you they would think of either an indigenous person living in harmony with nature, or a surfer of some sort, in water, riding a wave, or a farmer, and rarely a city dweller. And it's the same with Ukraine. It's all about gardens and fields and the rest of it, I love a sunburnt country and not a sunburnt city. And it's a very similar vibe in Ukraine. So for me, in my photography, I like to focus on the natural quite a lot and explore that.
What attracts you to photography?
I like how honest the medium is, in a sense, because a photograph is a document of whatever it is that's captured. It's there, it's sort of indisputable evidence of something that exists in the real world. It's very real in that sense, yet you can manipulate it and make it into a thing of your own. And what I like about it too is the immediacy of that document. It's kind of like if you want to show your friends something cool, you would take them to a spot and say, wow, look at this amazing thing over there. And a photograph does just that, except it allows you to share that amazing thing with many people.
Natalya, what inspires your art?
I feel that the whole planet is connected by water. I was born in Ukraine, Crimea, close to the sea. And now I also live by the ocean. But the whole planet is also connected by our feelings. It gives me a lot of comfort that Australians and Ukrainians have common democratic values.
How has your art changed with the war?
Prior to the war, my work was more in realistic forms, but recently it becomes more abstract. And for me, it's easy to express powerful emotions by abstract forms.
Natalya, Volodymyr, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I welcome back to the panel Tetiana Koldunenko and Elena Levkovskaya. What a range of talent we see in this group of artists, and we are lucky because we're going to be able to see their works for ourselves in an exhibition that's forthcoming. Elena, Tetiana, can you tell us a little bit about the exhibition?
The exhibition is called True Blue and a Little Bit of Yellow, and it is a tribute to the ocean and deep feelings. We would like audience to dive into the ocean, to feel it, to explore through mediums and through different styles. And some days you will feel like an ocean, strong, powerful, but sometimes very calm, relaxed. So we really wanted to feel this, to dive into this, to unite. So please come, see True Blue, and just a few yellow elements there. Enjoy. Tiana?
The exhibition will be on from 27th of June till 6th of July at Gosford Regional Gallery. And it will be open from 9:30 in the morning till 4 p.m. every day. And then on 2nd of July, it's on Saturday, we will have a special event, Meet the Artist, where all the artists will be there and you will be able to talk to them and see their works and experience it all yourself. So please come and join us there.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you both. And thank you to all the artists for allowing us to experience the depth and beauty of their art. Thank you also to the artists for standing with Ukraine.